1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, this match will be the best of 3 tiebreak sets. Left of the chair, Nishesh Basavareddy. Right of the chair, Learner Tien. Nishesh Basavareddy won the toss and elected to receive. End of warm-up. Nishesh, that's your towel over there? Oh, it's not your towel?
That is my towel.
Okay.
Well, this is going to be a very different match than our first semifinal as Nishesh Basavareddy takes on Learner Tien. This is the second time that these two have played this year. Bloomfield Hills final with Learner Tien taking out Basavareddy that week from a set down, as he does most of the time, it feels like. It's just been remarkable that Tien's been able to come from a set down 13 times here on the year. But Basavareddy, the leader right now in the USTA's Australian Open Wildcard Challenge, a lot to be determined here today. Tien to serve as we're ready for play.
Now 15. Net for service.
Learner is 18 years of age, out of Irvine, California, 121 in the world, which is, of course, a career high. 119 live, 112 with a win today, around 107 if he wins this tournament.
30-50.
Wins for him this week have come over Wiscant, Braswell, and then yesterday 6-2 in the third last night over Jay Clark. after that opening point, Tien rattles off 4 straight and gets it to 1-love here early. I'm Mike Cation joining you courtside. I will, if you were watching earlier, I for some reason said that Chris Eubanks has won this title multiple times. I think maybe in my head Chris O'Connell just pops in there and I just lump all Chris's together. That's how it happens. Chris is going to join us here on the broadcast in the next couple of minutes after his win over Johannes Monday. Nishesh Basavareddy comes to the near side. Ready to serve at love 1.
2 serve.
Nishesh is 19 years of age, 170 in the world, also a career high for him. Live at 172, 161 with a win today.
30 love.
This is the 8th semifinal of the year for him at the Challenger level. Remarkably 8-0 in Challenger quarterfinals this year. Both of these guys with pretty ridiculous stats in that regard. Basavareddy with the 8-0 record in quarterfinals. Learner Tien 11 for 11 in making quarterfinals at the Challenger level this year. It's pretty ludicrous how well these two have played through this 2024 campaign. So 1-1, these two know each other well. While they continue to adapt and grow as players, they will not have a lot of secrets between the two of them, and both of them know how much this one matters to them both. Basavareddy, very much, as I said, in control of his own destiny with the USTA Australian Open Wildcard Challenge. Tien wants to be in that mix. He also does technically have the possibility of top 100 year end. It would take likely a title plus bare minimum a final, but more than likely another title. That backhand scoop there, that, whether you want to call it a scoop, a shovel. But Basavareddy on that backhand side has been remarkably good through this year. Changed the take back in the last couple of weeks. Still, last week reaching the final in Charlottesville, pretty remarkable. Caught the line, not the cleanest hit. Tien just kind of sitting and watching it go in. Learner here with Eric Diaz this week. Basavareddy with his dad and brother. And then a nice close, all hands there from Tien. That does get us to 2-1. You are watching live streaming on the USTA Pro Circuit.
Time.
Great to be with you here. Another beautiful day in Knoxville, Tennessee. Big football game in town as well. They play Mississippi State tonight, the University of Tennessee. So we did lose some fans after Johannes Monday lost in the singles semifinals a couple moments ago. At 2:45-ish local time, we're in prime tailgating time. So a lot of fans want to get out, enjoy some drinks, enjoy the company and great weather. And then football coming up in the next couple of hours. Yep, absolutely. Listen, both guys so clean, so bright. They're clean off the ground, very bright and intelligent with what they want to do. This, as I said during the previous match, this is a chess match, right? 1 point building into the next. Playing that high percentage tennis while mixing in some lower percentage shots.
30-15.
Yep, that clean back in right there doing the damage for Basavareddy.
40-30.
With a game point.
Second service.
So again, looking already like Tien's really wanting to explore Basavareddy far into that deuce corner. He's really trying to kind of get to that and see if that forehand might break down a little bit while it's full stretch on the move. Again, early in this one, trying to sort it out a little bit.
Advantage.
Unfortunately, a little bit of an audio issue here with the microphone for Nicholas Stelabate, our chair umpire. Another game point here for Basavareddy. So Basavareddy does get that hold to 2-all. Not ideal with the audio. Might have to turn it off, which doesn't affect you guys at home. It does affect us, obviously, here courtside.
Love.
just pushed wide. But yeah, it's a pretty clear what we're seeing here from Lerner in terms of how he's trying to approach things here. We talked about his shoulder issues here for Lerner over the last couple of months. Don't know if that was what affected him a little bit yesterday. There were some clunkier moments against Jay Clark, who played phenomenally well. Yeah, got right into the body. Fantastic serve if you can execute it well against a great returner, right? Not allowing him to use those arms and those incredible hands. Tien with a game point. Well, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Tien needs 3 games to do.
I'm going to have to think about that a little bit. 3-2. Tien out in front here midway through. All right, so we're joined here in the broadcast booth by legendary ESPN commentator Christopher Eubanks. Chris, first off, congratulations on the bonus title that I gifted you in the close of the last match. So now that you have 2 titles here already and going for a 3rd tomorrow, congratulations on that.
Let's just hope it's a little bit of foreshadowing.
This match against Johannes Monday today, not great to have the audio issues here, but we're working through it. But for you, obviously, this felt like a match against a guy who plays pretty darn similar to you. And you're kind of adapting a little bit right now, trying to play a little bit more patient. And this was not a patient match. What changes did you make in your game?
Yeah, it's funny you say that. Like, patience has kind of been a big thing that I've tried to, be a little bit more conscious of, this past week leading up to coming here to Knoxville. But I knew coming into the match that I think my plan A game style of being aggressive, looking for first balls, trying to hit and come in was going to, be the most beneficial for me to try to get the win, because otherwise the points are being played on Johannes' terms. That was not going to bode well for me. He's very confident. He's won a lot of matches here recently, so I've, kind of gone through that in my career where you just feel like every big moment, everything you go for is going to go your way. So I kind of felt the need to play a little bit more aggressive, force the issue a little bit more. And came out and did it well in the first set. He rebounded really well in the second, started to hit his backhand exceptionally well, especially on the passes. But I just felt like I would find my rhythm and just wanted to just continue to buy myself time to give myself the chance. And I know going into a breaker, I've played a lot of third set tiebreakers on this very court over the years, so I trusted it. And, luckily things went my way in the end.
That second set, too, your serve percentage, I think it ended 52 for the second set. And obviously that is such a pressure-packed moment when you do have that serve percentage dropping. What is it that you look for in those moments to get that rhythm back?
It's interesting. There's no real one fix, I would say, to, trying to solve the first serve, percentage drop. For me, it's just kind of going back to the basics, finding the toss right where I need it. A lot of times when I'm serving, and, you know, I'm missing a lot of first serves. My toss gets a little bit too far in front. So one of the things that I try to be conscious of, bringing my toss a little bit further back, allowing me to drive up and then snap down to get the angle. And at times, especially when things aren't going your way, it's tough to think of those cues. Yeah, when things aren't going your way, you kind of have a tendency of wanting to rush through and just throwing the ball up and going. And when things are going well, it's very, very easy. But the moment you face a little bit of adversity, you have to kind of slow things down, go back to the basics. What are my cues? What are my tendencies that tend to, you know, be able to correct, you know, the errors that I'm having on serve? And today, you know, if I didn't know my first serve percentage dropped that much in the second set, but I definitely think I found a really good rhythm in the third. I was able to really kind of, you know, find the rhythm that I've been looking for, and then once I found it, I was able to kind of go quick again. I was able to hit a good first serve, get a good ball, get the next ball and go. And it was just one after another. Give me the balls, let's go. Give me the balls, let's go. I felt like there were so many service games where both of us were just kind of holding in probably 60 seconds.
It was 25 straight service points in the third set between the two of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a testament to great serving or poor returning, but I'll take it.
Yeah, 25, it was a pretty crazy note to have. Okay, so when we're talking about patience, I don't want to take too much of your time here because I know obviously a big moment for you tomorrow, but when you talk about this idea of patience, taking a step back in your court position, working on that backhand a little bit, how tough is it as Tien grabs the break here, a couple misses on that forehand for Basavareddy? How tough is it to implement changes like that when there's so much at stake for you right now looking ahead towards the Australian Open?
Yeah, you know, 4 games to 2.
Obviously, there's a lot at stake, like you say, but I'm trying my best to just not really think about it. I've changed my coaching team up. We've decided to kind of embrace a little bit more of a patient mindset on the return, getting into more of my opponent's service games, and making more returns, playing with a little bit more height, net clearance, using a lot more variety. And I'm kind of at this point where I say, you know, the one good thing that really came out of, you know, my year in, was it 2023, is that I've seen what my capabilities can be. So there's no longer that questioning of stressing of whether or not, you know, I can be a top 50 player. It's like, oh no, I can do it. But at the time when I was playing well, I didn't focus on the winning part. I was focused on trying to be, you know, the best player I could be and having a more of a process-oriented mindset. And that bode well for me during 2023. So trying to get back to that, saying, hey, I'm not even focused on, you know, what these next couple of weeks could mean for Australia. Obviously, I know that there's, you know, the Australian Open wildcard playoff and all of that, but to be honest, I'm not really focusing on it. I'm focusing on trying to, you know, better my game and really driving home the areas of focus that we've kind of tried to adapt and change. And saying, hey, you know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We'll figure out the wild card situation. If I have to play qualities, I have to play qualities. But honestly, I really like where my game is at. I like the improvements that I've made in such a short span of time. I like the changes that I've made in my game, and I'm really excited to continue this forward, you know, through next year.
As Tien does get the hold to 5-2, you mentioned the Australian Open wild card. Your thoughts on these two who have both had an incredible year, and obviously Nicholas Moreno de Albarrán is over in Asia right now, putting himself in contention as well. But your thoughts on these two and what they've been able to do through this year?
No, man, it's so incredible to see another group of younger Americans kind of come up, you know, after the Frances, the Fritz, the Tommies. We've talked a lot about them. We've seen Ben obviously have a rocket-like trajectory in his career post-college, and now it's the next group. There's always, you know, we always kind of ask, who's next? What's the next group? The next group of young Americans to really kind of, you know, establish themselves. And we've seen these two guys with Learner and Nishesh really kind of, you know, take hold of that, leading that pack of, I would say, the younger generation of Americans. Learner, I think, I think the world of him. I think he's such a talented player. Funny enough, I can remember Learner when I first went pro. I would go out to the USTA in Carson, and I would be in the gym, and I would see him come in. And when I saw him start to progress and become one of the best players in his age group, when I saw he, you know, won Kalamazoo, I looked at him, and he just had a different look. He was such a young kid then. He was, you know, 13 years old, maybe 14 years old. And then he started to get taller, and I started to see him play more, and I go, that's the kid from Carson. I can remember kind of seeing him come in the gym, and to see what he's been able to do has actually been really cool, because I saw him at a really young age, and I saw him, didn't necessarily see him that much on court, but we, passed each other in the gym, and then to see, oh, yeah, that little kid that was in the gym, talking to Gina Ball, the strength conditioning coach out in Carson at the time. That kid now is one of the best 18, 19-year-olds in the world.
Yeah.
And it's been really, really cool. And for Nishesh, to show his development over the past, couple years has been really, really cool to see. I actually played him in Charleston this year.
Yep.
He got me in straights, I believe, there. But I think he has a bright future as well. He's a really good ball striker. Moves pretty well, has a good service. He's a really good all-around player. And when I saw these two start to battle it out this summer, I was over on the grass and kind of started to tune in to some of the challengers. And I saw them, having consistent results. And I even heard, you mentioned, I believe, maybe last year that Nishesh's favorite player is Djokovic. He kind of models his game a little bit after Djokovic. And when I got on court with him in Charleston this year, I got to see it firsthand. And I go, I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah. There's no real holes. And so it's really, really impressive to see players at this young of an age have such a complete game style. And yeah, I think it's great. Both of these guys play a little bit different as well. I love the variety that we have amongst a lot of the Americans. So I'm excited to see what these guys can do.
My last question for you here is, as Tien is 2 points away from the set. We had a moment before the match. A gentleman who is a very vocal Tennessee fan, and you are, of course, a college tennis veteran yourself, but he's been very animated throughout this week and was animated as you guys walked out into court. You went over and shook his hand and tried to, it felt like, lessen the mood. And was that a very intentional thing to try and get a few more people on your side? What was your thought process there?
Honestly, the fan, we should talk about, I've been in Knoxville, I don't know how many times now, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, with your 2 titles, don't forget that.
and I've seen him here a lot, and I've seen the energy that he brings. He brings that college tennis atmosphere, that excitement. And so as I was walking on court, he started the chants going. It kind of made me laugh, because I can remember the time of being in college tennis and having those fans who come out and support, and they want to bring a very rowdy atmosphere to a college tennis match. And for him to come out so consistently during the challengers has been really, really cool. But when I came on court, honestly, part of it was I just wanted to let him know, let's have a good day. Let's have a good day today as Learner comes back. What a
wow.
Seal the set.
Wow.
But, a part of it was just I wanted to let the guy know, hey, I know you're here. I know you're going to support your guy, but, let's have a good time today. And I think just kind of doing that, and I told him, I said, hey, let's go out here, let's have a good time.
Yeah.
And he even looked at me, he goes, Eubanks, we love you. And so just hearing that kind of, in a way, makes me feel a bit more relaxed. And because there are times in which you go on court and you have fans who want to make, the match more about them than the players. And at times that can get under players' skin.
Yeah.
I'm not immune to it, but I think just having that mutual respect beforehand allows me to just say, hey, this guy's here to help his guy get a win. There's nothing personal about the way that he cheers. He's here to do a job. He wants to support his player. I'm all for that. I've been on the other end of that when I was in college. There were some fans who would come and get really loud to cheer me on. So no hard feelings about it. But I did want to go up to him, shake his hand, let him know that I remember him from previous years. I know he can be pretty intense. But there's no hard feelings. We want to come out here. We want to do a show. Showcase our abilities. I think both guys, myself and Johannes, were able to do that. I think he enjoyed the tennis he was able to see. So all in all, no hard feelings. Really, really pleased with the atmosphere that always comes here in Knoxville. They pack it out.
Yes, they do.
You don't have this type of atmosphere on the challenger side that often. So just wanted to give him a little bit of acknowledgement, let him know, hey, I see you, I hear you. We're going to be going at it for the next 2 hours or 2.5 hours, however long it takes. But I want you to know, nothing personal. Let's just have a good day.
All right, my last question, since we're in the midst of a award. I know, but I'm lying.
Okay.
Listen, this is what I do apparently, because I'm lying about how many titles you've won. This is apparently.
You don't do good prep.
This is our society today.
Let's not go there.
Okay. So last question for you, and this is for real. Obviously, one thing that always has made you a great player, and obviously a very good commentator, is that analytical mind. How do you slow it down when oftentimes your game needs to be simple?
It's very, very tough. It's so easy to overthink. I think for me, one of the things that helps me is
4 minutes remaining.
I don't have that many options. I'm 6'7". I'm not going to sit up here and act like I defend as well as Daniil Medvedev or Carlos Alcaraz, or, you know, there aren't that many options out there. I need to serve well. That's very, very clear. But managing the aggressiveness, I think, is where, you know, the analytics kind of come into play. Is this a time to press, to try to force the issue, or is this a time to, you know, feel the opponent's tension and say, all right, let me make a few more balls. Let me use the slice to kind of make them feel uncomfortable. Those are kind of my only options. So it's just picking and choosing the moments, and at the end of the day, I have to decide in certain moments, which way am I okay if things don't go my way?
Yeah.
Am I okay on a big point being passive and allowing the opponent to dictate play and have me running side to side? Or can I step to the line on the second serve return and say, I'm going to step up and be aggressive, and if I miss it, I'm okay with that? I have to make that decision in the moment. And I think that's the easiest way. I don't have that many options. I know it's centered around being aggressive, and sometimes it's pulling back. But then I have to pick and choose my moments to say, I'm okay if this doesn't go well, and I can walk off with my head high. And I think that makes it a little bit easier. Now, if I had the tools of like a Carlos Alcaraz who say I can run side to side and play high and heavy and put you in the uncomfortable situations, or I can serve and volley, play serve first ball tennis, then I think it gets a little bit more complicated because you have more options. With me, there aren't that many options there. I'm here to try to play aggressive first strike tennis while managing, obviously, the patience that we talked about and patience that I've been working on. And then we kind of go from there, and you know, if things don't go my way, we hold our head high, we reevaluate, we come out the next day, and we try to be better from it. But I think that makes it easier. It's just to say, all right, which way am I okay if things don't go well? Everybody loves when things go well.
Yes.
It's when things
That's
don't
easy.
go well. Which way am I okay with walking off the court and say, hey, I did what I was supposed to do. Today just wasn't my day.
3-time finalist. It's not bad.
Court two,
You got that
I got that one right.
You got that one right.
I get one per day. That's right. Chris, congratulations.
Thanks, Mike.
Toilet break. Court two, Mr. Basavareddy. 1 minute remaining. I thank you very much, Catron.
All right, Nishesh Basavareddy is on his way back out onto court. So Learner Tien is heading back in between the lines here. Obviously an incredible finish there down the stretch. And that forehand component for Basavareddy are certainly the one that you want to keep an eye on. But yeah, Basavareddy, that backhand lob, that was a weird shot. Forehands breaking down a little bit, and Tien just, the fact that he's out in front here, one set to the good, now he's just going to have that little bit of head of steam, you would think. Let's see how Basavareddy solves this conundrum.
Love. Very long.
Yeah, look at that body language right now with Basavareddy, and I'm not always a believer in body language being a tell-all, but that too. That makes it 5 games on the trot here for Learner Tien.
Second set.
Yeah, now you start to get to that worrying moment, no doubt, for Basavareddy, and has to start early in this second. Cation with you. It'll be a 1 o'clock start tomorrow for our singles final, with Eubanks getting the winner of this one. And don't forget our doubles final immediately following this one coming up. Harper Monday, Braswell in Spaziri. Learner playing incredibly confidently at this stage, as Basavareddy will come to the near side at love 1.
La 50.
Yeah, that's an important point for Nishesh there, especially because of how it comes through. Again, that forehand, that trade, right? His forehand to the Tien backhand, that is the one that is kind of broken down a little bit there.
$30-50. $40-50.
Yeah, it's a very important hold here. And yeah, you can see just a subtle little fist pump. Then yeah, just has to mentally kind of hang and ride out the wave for a little bit here, and again find his game. And find ways to be a little bit more, just that 5 to 10% more aggressive here as well.
Not 15. 15 all.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like
30,
we're seeing some of the, I don't want to say flaws in Lerner's game that we've seen the last couple of days. I think, third set against Micah Braswell, Micah played phenomenally good. Yesterday against Jay Clark, I think it's just the energy level, understandably, at this part of the season for Lerner that maybe have seen some of the miscues that we didn't necessarily see during the summer. That was wide.
I saw it in.
It was not.
40-50.
Definitely wasn't in.
There it is. No. It's touching the line.
Is it though?
Okay.
Regardless, that one's pretty clean.
Tien leads 2 games. 2-1.
2-1. One serve early in the second here in Knoxville.
Time.
Basavareddy also has to deal with the fact that he's got the scoreboard pressure against him here through this second set, as Tien just bouncing around looking, close to top level. Basavareddy 1-2. Okay, so if we get this from Nishesh, right, where he's starting to be able to pull Tien a little bit more side to side, and again, that ability to also do it while bringing Tien in, so it's a more of a circular route as opposed to that more direct one, that's, again, a really good sign for Basavareddy.
30 up.
And the reason why I think it's so important for Nishesh to have this ability to pull Tien side to side is because, I think the energy for Lerner, it's a little bit of a lull, and it's understandable why. But if you can kind of get that question of the legs and the energy going for Lerner a little bit. Hold to love. Second time for Basavareddy here on the day. He's only lost 1 point on serve in the set. Only one point on return in this set. 2-all. And yeah, when we talk about some of the, again, minor things, the tweaks you want to see from Tien, there are just a few times where he does, and I know that I'm sure his ardent fans and supporters probably tired of me hearing this, sometimes just a little complacent in that deuce corner. And it's not because it's a weakness for him, it's just maybe feeding into some of the right-handers' better, strengths a little bit more.
Ah! 15-30. All.
Well, here it comes for Nishesh Basavareddy with a break chance here.
30-40.
First break point on the day. Wow, that is such a good volley. Are you kidding me? Absolutely disgusting. Filthy stuff on that volley to generate that kind of depth.
Net for service.
Did catch the line. Ace again for Learner Tien. And Learner does survive that first real push there. 3-2 midway through the second.
Time.
Still waiting on an official time for the doubles final. I'm sure it's been discussed. Johannes Monday did leave the courts for a little bit of time. My guess would be a not before 4. It's going to be Basavareddy to serve near side here at 2-3.
Love.
I need to say how exceptional that first shot, the return, was from Learner Tien. Was cheating T, get burned out wide, and still able to put that kind of a dent into it. Pulls the forehand wide again, and again, that's been the question here on the day. Is that forehand component for Nishesh Basavareddy in some trouble here at 15:30? Did get confirmation just a moment ago that the doubles final will immediately follow. Pat Harper just warming up now. Wow, that is just phenomenally good on a full stretch once again from Learner Tien. My word. 2 chances.
$30-40. Cation.
Setting a break now for Learner. 4-2, and you could just see the absolute anguish there for Nishesh Basavareddy. I will say, as Learner now has the potential here over the next couple of days, and obviously next week as well, but you know, Chris or Learner, if this result holds, you know, that guy will be out there in terms of that Australian Open Wildcard Challenge. It's why I absolutely love how the USTA does this for this and for the French, also for the US Open. Those 3 wildcards. Doing it based on results in a stretch makes you battle-tested, hardened, and shows how you handle the big moments.
Very long. 30-50.
So listen, we talk all the time about the second serve return quality from Nishesh Basavareddy, right? Okay, great. He's only seen 7 second serves here today. That's it. And then stepping into that one on the first, right? And it has to be desperate right now. Absolutely has to be. The ace to boot. Tien, 1 game away from another final here on the USTA Pro Circuit.
Time.
Well, last gasp up coming here for Nishesh Basavareddy. Tien just playing at this pretty darn close to elite level right now. Basavareddy 2-5.
Love.
Yep. Shesh is serving 56% today. He's actually won 50% of his second serve points himself. And there's nothing really statistically that we point to and just say that's the difference here, except for the fact that Tien, again, serving at such an exceptionally high level, it just doesn't allow Basavareddy to use one of the biggest weapons he has. Good way to finish that game up very quickly. Holds to love to get it to 5-3. Ball change up coming as Tien tries to shut this one down in what would look like a pretty routine scoreline if he is able to do so. But yes, seeing just 7-second serves here in this match for Nishesh Basavareddy on the return side. And Yeah, that's going to be, you know, again, one to dissect later on. But the fact that it's moved so incredibly quickly as well, we're at 57 minutes, Tien just controlling things on his service games, allowing himself to then have some freedom to go in the return side as well. Serving for his fourth final of the season at the Challenger level. Learner Tien, 5-3.
Love 15.
Second serve. Pop down the line. Whoops. Yeah, just didn't do enough with that approach. He just floated. Uh-oh. That's not ideal, seeing that on the right leg of Learner. But yeah, that approach just kind of got up there and easy for Tien, who's obviously so incredible on the move. We have just hit the 1 hour mark, so about 20 minutes longer than the Fairfield final. That Learner Tien won. That is, again, absolutely exceptional stuff. Exceptional from Learner. My word.
40-30.
Match point Tien.
First service. You.
Well, here we go. Break chance. Just the second of the day for Basavareddy, who has in this game, right, just looked for a little bit more on these first serve returns. Again, that 5 to 10% more, going after a bigger swing on the returns. Nishesh Basavareddy on death's door has extended this one, fighting off a match point and the break to 5-4 in the second. Well, of course, Nishesh not out of the woods quite yet. Still has to stick around by finding a hold here. Lerner has only generated break chances in the one time there that he did break. Outside of that, it's actually been very simple for Nishesh. Holds to 15 love and love. But again, when you have that scoreboard pressure right on the shoulders, becomes a bit of a different beast. Can he keep this momentum going? Basavareddy here, 4-5. That is the exact opposite of what you need when you're trying to continue some momentum. Yeah, that one, and listen, while we watch Lerner and watch this replay, this is obviously a great ball from Tien just to kind of get things back onto a term that he wants. But the ability here to get some time, step into the court with that diagonal movement to take time away along with that backhand line. Tien 2 points away. Yeah, Nishesh saying it too, I'm sure, to his team as well. That forehand, again, his ability tends to generate that depth from that spot is otherworldly. 2 more match points, Tien. That's a really good adjustment there, and calm from Basavareddy. Match point down off of the net cord. That's really good considering the moment. Well, Learner Tien is into his 4th Challenger final of the year. These two have really been just out in front here in terms of young Americans at this Challenger level this year, and Tien, for the 2nd time on the season, pipping Basavareddy, first the Bloomfield Hills final, and now in the semis in Knoxville. So it does set up our final for tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern, as Learner Tien will take on Christopher Eubanks. Well, as Eric Diaz, former Georgia Bulldog, leaves the court, we've got almost a collegiate tennis matchup coming up in our doubles final. It's going to be Texas and Tennessee. Braswell Spaziri of Texas, formerly of Texas, taking on Harper and Monday, formerly of Tennessee. It's coming up in about 15 minutes or so. You're watching live streaming on the USTA Pro Circuit.